All right. Okay. Welcome to spring semester of 2022 to English 150. I'll be your professor. My name is Dr. Hopkins or Brother Hopkins, whichever comes easier. So welcome. All right. Got my paper here I'm going to be following. So this is English 150. The purpose of this class is to increase your confidence in writing and your ability to approach a writing assignment of which you are going to have hundreds and hundreds in your life moving forward. And so to help you feel confident and knowing what to do and how to reach an audience. So in order to do that as much as possible this semester in my class, the way I teach my class is as much as possible, you'll be writing things and then showing it to other people and getting their feedback to see how they feel about it and if it's working or not, and then rewriting it and then revising it and doing it over and over and over again. So that's how my class works, so that's what you can expect in my class. Okay, so some nuts and bolts of my class. I mainly use Canvas to communicate. I sent you this in an email. This is the last time you'll get an email from me for the rest of the semester. So make sure you're checking your Canvas. There's an app called Student, I think, Canvas Student. So download that and go find it and have that on your phone and check it regularly. Okay, when you go to my class on Canvas, I've got everything set up already for the whole semester. Every assignment that you're ever going to have, and they're all in modules and they're all by weeks. So when you do class assignments for my class, rather than just relying on the coming up panel, always go into the week of the week that it is. They all have dates on them, and see what's due that week, and all the resources you need to do all the assignments that week will all be there in that week. So if you ever get confused of like, where's the thing that I need, it'll be in Canvas. You just got to go find it in the modules page. Let's see. Okay, most of the reading, no, a lot of the readings are going to be online, but you also need to go buy this book. It's called The Mad Scientist's Guide by Weinstock. So when you go to the bookstore, go to this, WEIN, and that's where you'll find that book. It's a good one. It's a fun one. We're going to read that whole thing, and then a bunch of other stuff throughout the semester. Let's see. The classroom we meet in is Smith 263, so this is a computer classroom. If you want to not bring a laptop, you can. There will be computers available for you to do writing. We're going to do a lot of writing in class, so you do need a computer. If you're more comfortable bringing your laptop and carrying that around all day, that's perfectly fine. If you're going to try to rely on a tablet, maybe that's not going to work. So just use the computers in the class or bring your own laptop. Also, so this video is just kind of an introduction to the class. I'm kind of using it to supplement the syllabus. So make sure you go read the syllabus because there's a lot of good stuff in there, including an extra credit opportunity. So go read that and look for that. Okay, attendance policy. For my class, I want you in class every single class period. So I do take attendance at the beginning of class to make sure that you're there, and I want you to be there. So I try to make class fun. It's more fun if you are there. There's two activities that we do every week in class. One is called Vote with Your Body. One's called Quote Integration Practice. And if you're not there for that, you don't get the points for it. So that kind of incentivizes you. We'll talk more about what those activities are later. The kind of big attendance policy that I have is what I call a grade bump. So if you have 5 or fewer absences over the course of the semester, you qualify for a grade bump. So that means if your grade I calculated at the end of the semester and it's an 88 or above, you still get an A in the class, right? So if you've gone over 5 absences, and even if you have like an 89.9, you're still going to get the B for the class rather than an A. So if you're not showing up to class, you don't get to negotiate your grade at the end. If it's 89.9, that's the grade that you get. But if you're under the required absences, then you qualify for that grade bump and you still get the A. So hopefully that incentivizes you to come to class. I can't force you to come to class because if you're sick, don't come to class. My class is set up so it's kind of impossible to make up work at the end of the semester, to not do anything and then make up all the work at the end of the semester. It doesn't really work like that, but I do give you until the 12th week to turn in the late minor assignments. I had a student tell me, and I think this works really well, to say, my class is it's the hardest easy A that you can get, or the most challenging easy class that you'll take in college. All you have to do is show up, turn in your work, whatever it looks like, and you're going to do really well in my class. If you don't show up, if you don't turn in your work, you're not going to do well in my class. So there you go. We've got 3 major assignments that we're going to do this semester. So the way all my major assignments work is I have a first attempt and a final attempt. So most of them are 4 weeks long. So in the first 2 weeks, you'll turn in the first attempt. That's like as if you were doing the essay, start to finish. You're turning it in as if it were complete. Then what I do is I give you feedback on that attempt. That's not graded. It'll come up as a 0 in the grade book, but you still have to turn it in. I'll record a video where I, give you feedback on your paper, and then you'll use that, and then we'll do a bunch of revision activities and stuff like that when you turn in your final attempt, and then I'll give you 1 grade for the whole unit, and if you don't turn in the first attempt, you lose out on like 60% of your grade or something like that. So all the grades for the big major assignments are, you get 70% just for turning it in, and then I've got 30% for you to grade how well you did. So even if you turn in the absolute worst thing ever in the whole world, you still get a C on the assignment. So I want you to participate. I'm trying to like cushion the fall of the risk of just like, writing stuff and turning it in. So don't wait for things to be perfect, just turn them in. Okay, so the first, 3 major assignments that we've got this semester. The first is a personal narrative. So what we're going to do is there's this personality test online called the 4 Tendencies quiz by a lady named Gretchen Rubin. And so you'll take that quiz and find out what your results are. You'll be one of 4 tendencies. And then it's your job to write a story where you prove that you either are or aren't that tendency. So there's that. That's the personal narrative. That's the first essay. The second one is a little complicated. I call it the Everyone's Opinion But Yours essay. So the overall topic of it is superhero movies, but it's not an essay about superhero movies. What we've got is a packet of readings where academic people have commented on superhero movies. And what it's your job to do is read 4 of these sources, actually 3 of the sources that you get to choose, and you're just kind of reporting, here's what academics are talking about superhero movies. Right? So you're not trying to prove anything. You're not arguing anything about superhero movies. You're just saying, here's what other people are saying about superhero movies. So the thing about it is it's much more a reading assignment than it is a writing assignment. And it's kind of a weird way to write papers, but I think it's a really great skill to learn to just summarize other people's work and just kind of pass it along. So we'll work through that when we get to it. The third major assignment is called the Change Something Up research essay. So for this one, we'll spend 2 weeks where we do what's called the Change Something Up experiment, and you will change something up about your life for 2 weeks. So some people give up caffeine, some people don't use their phone for 2 weeks. I've had a student who never sat on his couch for 2 weeks because he figured out that if he sat on his couch, he never got any good work done. I had a student who never started a conversation for 2 weeks. They always waited for somebody else to start a conversation. So you get to be as creative as you want to be, but for 2 weeks you're going to stick to this thing and commit to it, and you'll write down notes and figure out what that experience was like, and you'll report on that experience. You'll also do some outside research on what scientific evidence shows about the thing that you're doing, and all that kind of stuff. So, and I usually participate with the students every semester. I try to write all the papers with you guys. I don't know if that's going to happen this semester, but I try to. And then the last big kind of major assignment, it's a smaller major assignment. At the very last day of class, we're doing what I'm calling the 1-minute spoken argument. So it's kind of like an oral presentation, but you get all semester to prepare for it. You get 1 minute to make an argument, and it'll make a lot more sense once we get there. But here's the thing is, it's in class and you have to be present for it. So I have students a lot of times where their parents will buy them a plane ticket home and they do it before the semester's even over. So don't let your parents do that or else you'll just miss out on those points. You have to be in class on the last day of class. I think it's the second to last. It's not even the last class, it's the second to last class. And you have to be there to present your 1 minute spoken argument. So that's kind of the final. And then there's two other kind of final assignments. There's one for it's the department assessment. You'll have to do that, and then one final reflection essay. And those you can turn in at the end of the semester whenever. So those will make sense when we get there. But that's all the big major writing assignments for the semester. And then there are, let's see, 5 minor assignments that you're going to do throughout the semester. One is actually due right now. So make sure you're checking Canvas because you have a thing called the resilience predictions, and that's due before we come to the first day of class. So check for that. And it's really quick. I don't want you to put too much effort into it. Just do some thinking about like what are some things that you may encounter that are going to give you hardships throughout the semester, and what do you think you could do to overcome them. So just go read that assignment and you'll see what I'm looking for with that. That is due, so go look for that and go do it right now. We've got reading logs and video lectures. So you've got this book, we've got other readings, and then I've got video lectures that I've recorded for you to watch and respond to. Those kind of are constant throughout the semester. If you don't do those, there's no way to get an A in my class. So those are just kind of like constant checking in with those. Another thing that we're doing this semester is the email etiquette scenarios. So I've come up with 4 scenarios where we're going to pretend you're in like a corporate environment, and I've given you these really awkward, terrible situations, and you have to write an email pretending as if you were a member of, this corporation or whatever. Write an email to, addressing this situation, and then I'll give you feedback on how I think you did and what you could have done differently. And so you'll write an email, and then you'll watch my video reacting to it, and you'll react to my video reacting. So they're called email reactions. So you'll do 4 of those throughout the semester. A thing we're going to do in class, so this is one of those ones that you have to be in class to get the points for it, is called quote integration practice, where I'll put a quote up on the board, and you have to practice, expressing your opinion, whether you agree or disagree with the opinion that you read, and you have to write it out in class as if it were part of an essay. It'll make sense when we get to it. Again, you have to be in class for that. And then the other thing is called Vote with Your Body. This ends up being a lot of students' favorite thing we do in class, and I think it's pretty fun. It's a discussion format where you will be responsible at some point in the semester for writing a statement that goes up on the board. So something like, chess is a sport, or goats are the ugliest animal, or something like that. Or like something even more serious like, we should abolish the A through F grade system in college, or something like that, right? And you'll come up with a statement. It'll go up on the board, and then everybody stands up in the classroom. One side of the classroom is agree, one side of the classroom is disagree, and you stand kind of where you are in the spectrum of those ideas, and then we just start talking about it. Why do you stand where you stand? Why are you agreeing? Why are you disagreeing? And it ends up being pretty cool. So that's everything that's due for the entire semester. All the major assignments, all the minor assignments. This was just a quick orientation. So make sure you get to the bookstore, buy your book. Make sure you do the resilience predictions as soon as you can. If you have any questions, send me a message through Canvas because I don't really use email that much. And there we go. Should be a great semester. Spring semester is usually my favorite. It's the most laid back, and it keeps getting warmer, and the weather gets nicer and nicer. So looking forward to it. We'll see you in class on Monday.